Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline. I actually made a video yesterday about this topic, but sometimes I'll do like practice videos where I get to, since I don't do editing and stuff like that, I do a little practice and then I complete more of my thoughts on it. And anyway, so this isn't going to be a long video because I'm actually on lunch break right now and I've got to get back to work soon. Anyway, so I'm actually talking to someone new, and this led into my conversation on this topic. And I think I may have mentioned in my last video, this guy was the incredibly good looking, and he's finishing up his boards for his medical degree. And anyway, I think I did mention him. So anyway, he's added me on social media, and we did some chatting, and he's coming back into town. He's out of town right now, but he'll be coming back into town, and we are gonna go hang out. Anyway, so he added me on social media, and the more I looked at this guy, the more it kind of like led into kind of like an intimidation thing of him. Because he's incredibly good looking. We're talking, every time I've shown a picture of him to someone, they're like, okay, Jacqueline, shit, you know? I'm like, I know, it's like, this guy's like hot. And, 6'4", incredibly good looking, obviously finishing up a degree. Like, he's got it on paper, and the way he looks, it's just, dude's hot. But usually that's the type of person, to me, that's like, got a lot of issues as far as, they're always a freak. They're always interested in trans women. It's just one of those things. It's like the ones that are the most conservative and kind of like put together are usually the ones that have the most issues as far as that's concerned, especially like sexually and self-discovery and all that jazz. They've got problems. And so anyway, the more I thought about it, I looked at pictures of his family member. He was also a member of the Citadel in South Carolina, which, come to find out, found it yesterday from one of my clients. It's like the elite of the South. It's like a military college that's all incredibly rich, wealthy, mostly white people. And so it's like that type of crowd. And when I told my client about, I think he saw a picture and he saw where he was tagged. And he was like, oh, is he a member of the Citadel? And I said, yeah. And he was like, all of your assumptions are correct. And so for me, it's one of those things where being trans is, I think I've used it as a topic in my previous videos, where it's like a bullshit detector. And if I dated someone like this, and it's not whether or not he likes me or whether or not he's attracted to me, that's irrelevant when it comes to that's the normal dating stuff that you go through. But with this guy, it's one of those things where he would have to put up with the type of friends and family he has, because all it takes is one of them finding out that I'm trans, and it opens up an entire can of worms. Especially with the type of person I am. I'm very blunt, I'm very dry, I'm very sarcastic, I pride myself in truth. I like to get to the bottom of things. I'm not one of these, I don't pussyfoot around things and pretend something's not what it is. And that's a great tradition of conservatives and people in the South. They don't like the truth. They like to, specifically the Southern United States. Anyway, so the question that I have for this guy as time goes on and the more we talk is, I'm just going to ask him and be like, so how do you feel about me ruining your life? I mean, it sounds so blunt and so dry and so, to the point, but it really is. I mean, this is the type of family he's been around, the type of friends that he has. None of them, majority of them, are not going to be okay with someone dating a trans woman. Not yet, at least. I mean, times are changing, but they're not there yet. And so it doesn't matter how beautiful you are as a trans woman. That's kind of irrelevant. It doesn't matter how much you pass, because that doesn't matter either. Eventually, someone's going to find out if you try and hide it. So the person I'm with, usually I like them to be proud of me and be themselves. And this guy would have to be proud of me. It's kind of that simple. And any man that I date would have to be proud of me. And being proud of me is standing your ground. So it doesn't matter if they like you or not. It depends on what their friends and family think about trans people, and if them making comments would create a rift or create a drama, sort of thing. So anyway, that's kind of my topic. And so it's like social status. And that's why a lot of very wealthy, rich people primarily have trans women on the side. And that's the way it was when I was first started transitioning. Most trans women were high paid escorts or something like that. And that was kind of how they learned to survive. And still to this day, as much as we would like to think that things have changed, and in ways they have, but most trans people or LGBTQ people date people within their community. They date other LGBTQ people. It's rare that you find people that are trans that are with a heterosexual man, or a trans woman with a heterosexual man. I mean, it's just kind of it's different. And so and dating someone that's like conservative or especially like wealthy conservative with like a wealthy American background, or you know, this guy went to boarding school and then straight from boarding school to the Citadel. And so that type of crowd is not going to be okay with it, because it's ingrained in them. Now, over years to go, 10, 15, 20 years from now, things might slowly start changing with that crowd, but I highly doubt it. I mean, so anyway, regardless of my romantic dating with this guy, that's irrelevant. The topic is more about how that group of people is not the best for trans people. And it doesn't matter how beautiful you are, you're usually a side piece. And so, yeah, anyway, and as far as like my personal life right now, the young guy I was talking to is out of the picture. I have no idea what he was doing. To be honest, I think there was tendencies of non-binary or trans going on with them, and I think they were expecting something different with me, something more along the lines of like, you know, I know people don't like when I use terms like transgenders and stuff like that, but I think that was something that they were indulging in, and I've obviously discovered who I am and found myself, and I'm in my mid to late 30s now. So it's one of those things where I don't need to do self-exploration about my gender or my, you know, stuff like that. I do it in other ways. Like I'm studying Japanese right now. I'm gonna try and learn how to speak Japanese just because I want to. And it's a very hard language, but I'm going through the process of with Rosetta Stone, and the guy I'm talking about earlier, he is helping me with another program that's probably just as good. So he wants me to do both. Anyway, so yeah, it's just so the young guy's out of the picture. I think he's doing self discovery, and I'm just I don't know. I just wish I had liked people in my age group, but I feel like all of them, specifically in the area I live in, they've just ruined themselves. Bad decisions, children, divorces, you know, no gym or exercise. And I can't tell you, like, I work out a lot right now. Like, I'm at 7 days a week. I am taking my health and fitness incredibly seriously. And when I run into someone that actually works out and also eats incredibly healthy in the city I'm in, they stand out like a sore thumb. Like, the dating field is very small for like healthy fitness people in the city I'm in, at least. And so like there was a guy at the grocery store the other day who actually, you could tell like he trains specific areas of his body X amount of times a week. He eats and weighs his food. Everything's weighed out, and all whole foods, no multiple ingredients, no processed food. So when you see someone that's actually taking those steps, it's kind of like refreshing as someone who works out, because that's what I've been doing for the past, at least since February. I've been taking my health and fitness incredibly seriously, and specifically the past 2 months I've been like, I'm just keep increasing and taking it even more serious. Like I've got some guns on myself now, at least I think. But I have been working out a lot, and so personal life, everything's great. I just find myself to be maybe a little too ambitious for the place I live. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing well. My life's pretty great other than all that, and I'm actually going to get back to work now. I hope you're all good. Bye.